Assalamualaikum and hello everyone, especially to Miss Januwati bin Muhammad Jodi. For our group project in PAD101, we are assigned to do a presentation about the issue of minimum wage and how the Ministry of Human Resource managed the issue. This presentation will be presented by me, Faesha Radiana Wong binti Muhammad Fadhil Wong, matrix number 2022-845708, alongside with my fellow groupmates, Balqis Farzana binti Zaitul Amli, Hanan binti Ahmad Arif at Abdul Nasir, and Zaidatul Akma binti Muhammad Zulkefly.
So basically, what is minimum wage? Minimum wage has been defined as the minimum amount of remuneration that an employee is required to pay wage earner for the work performed during a given period, which cannot be reduced by a collective agreement or an individual contract. So when did this issue start? The issue of minimum wage has always been a problem in Malaysia since a long time ago. Many studies have shown that Malaysia's minimum wage is low and stifled. Therefore, the government has taken action back in 2013 by acquiring a system of minimum wage where it is applied to all workers except domestic workers. Malaysia's minimum wage for workers was last raised from 1,100 to 1,200 ringgit in February 2020. Recently, Malaysia has increased its national minimum wage by 25% from 1,200 ringgit to 1,500 ringgit that has been implemented on May 1st, 2022 till today. So what was the reason behind this issue being raised? The reason behind this issue being raised was because underpaid employees that are working full-time cannot afford basic life necessities such as food, housing, and healthcare. This is due to the rise of food costs and the increase of basic expenses. According to Bank Negara, the range of monthly living wages in the capital is around 2,700 per month for a single living adult and 6,500 ringgit for a couple with 2 children. This report was dated back in 2016. As time changes, our currency rate has been going down and our economy has become unstable as day passes. Clearly, the employees in Malaysia suffer the huge consequences of minimum wage. In order to manage this issue, the Ministry of Human Resource should take immediate action before things go downhill.
I am the second presenter, Balqis Farzana binti Zaitul Amli, will explain to you guys about planning. So, what is the definition of planning? Planning is defining organizational goals, establishing a strategy to reach those goals, and developing a comprehensive hierarchy of plans to integrate and coordinate activities. Planning is really important to achieve the objective of every activity that we want to do in every organization. Planning bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to go, and therefore it makes possible things to occur. Planning also will avoid failure in the organization because we have set goals on every objective that we wanted to do. According to Quants and Ordinal, planning is deciding in advance on what to do, how to do, and who is to do it. So back to our main topic on how Ministry of Human Resource manage an issue of how to manage the issue of minimum wage in Malaysia. Planning is one of the most important aspects for the Ministry of Human Resource before taking action to achieve their goals. So here's the type of planning that done by Ministry of Human Resource. The Ministry of Human Resource arose a strategic method on managing the issue of minimum wage in Malaysia by making the Minimum Wage Order 2022. So what is Minimum Wage Order 2022 that done by Ministry of Human Resource? So Minimum Wage Order 2022 is minimum wage rate and rate of which paid to employee based on piece rate, tonnage, and more will affect from 1st May 2022. The minimum wage rate with effect from 1st May shall be as follows. So for the monthly, the minimum wage in Malaysia will be 1,500 ringgit. So on daily, the number of working days in week, so if they work for 6 days, there will be 57 ringgit and 69 cents daily. While if they work for 5 days, the daily income is 69 ringgit and 23 cents. While if they work for 4 days, the minimum income of their wage is 86.54 ringgit. So, to sum up, the hourly must be 7.21 ringgit. So, here's the plans of Minimum Wage Order 2022 by Ministry of Human Resources. First of all, Minimum Wage Order 2022 is to provide adequate social protection to employees. Hence, it is really important to ensure employees get their rights and interests fairly and equitably. The Ministry of Human Resources believes by creating minimum wage will increase more productivity and efficiency of the employees in the country. So the employees will feel very happy and will be more motivated to do their work. This will increase loyalty of the employees to their company. Companies will start to focus more on increasing their employees' productivity, considering they pay their employees well. This will increase the efficiency of the economy of Malaysia. Furthermore, Minimum Wage Order 2022 will reduce the number of foreign workers. So there will be more local workers with better skills than migrant workers. So the Ministry of Human Resources has done the strategic type of planning on managing the issue of minimum wage in Malaysia by increasing the minimum wage by time to time. So now I will explain to you guys about long-term planning. So what is long-term planning? To begin with, strategic plan is the determination of the long-term objective of an enterprise, the action plan to be adopted and the resources to be mobilized to achieve the goals. With this being said, the organization must focus on planning for the current year and future. Strategic plan is all about looking forward, being effective and flexible with a focus on accommodating future growth. So thus, it may also take longer time such as 5 to 10 years to be completed successfully. The Ministry of Human Resources has an objective on transforming Malaysia into a high-income and high-productivity economy, whereas the new minimum wage policy can motivate both firms and workers to improve their productivity. So the firms are encouraged to invest in automation and new technology to improve the production capacity and not rely on low-cost foreign workers. Firms also can be incentivized to provide training to increase their worker skills and productivity. Workers with higher quality of jobs must be paid with higher wage to encourage more participation in the industry. This change would simplify Malaysia's transformation into a high-value income and economy. So here's how Ministry of Human Resources manage using 3 levels of strategic plan. First of all, the Ministry of Human Resources must plan and set their vision, mission, and goals to achieve their target to increase the minimum wage in Malaysia. First of all, the vision of Ministry of Human Resources is to be the leader of national human resource development and management. The mission that they are pointing for is to develop and produce competent, productive, responsive, and resilient human capital in the national labour markets towards increasing national productivity. Last but not least, their goal is to increase the minimum wage in Malaysia year by year so that the citizens in Malaysia will satisfied of their wage with their salary equivalent to the level of their education and skills. So here's the short-term plan by Ministry of Human Resources on managing the problem of minimum wage in Malaysia. Ministry of Human Resources has been actively collaborate with various educational agencies and training institutes under TVET Empowerment Summit, led by Ministry of Education, to produce more successful and skilled graduates. This policy is expected to upgrade the skills and wage of Malaysian workforce. The Ministry of Human Resources also says that in order to hire more workers with high quality of knowledge, Malaysia encourage highly skilled expatriates to improve local industries. The Ministry believes it will reduce dependency on the low-skilled foreign workers and increase the supply of highly skilled local workers for industries. The Ministry of Human Resources also admitted they still need the foreign workers in the short term to fill in the resource gap needed by our industries. Last but not least, the main legislation relates to minimum wage in Malaysia is the National Wage Consultative Council Act 2015, Act 732, Minimum Wage Order 2022. There is a three-party body known as National Wage Consultative Council, which is formed to recommend the minimum wage rate with the government of Malaysia. After this approved by the government, Ministry of Human Resources introduced the minimum wage order. For the employers who does not follow the minimum wage order, they will get the penalties for the offences. The penalties are to make sure the employers of every firm pays their employees as followed by the minimum wage order. So now, I will explain the offences and penalties for the employees who does not pay their employee by the minimum wage order. So the first offence, the penalty is fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit per employee. The court may order the employer to pay to each of its employee the difference between the minimum wage rate and the basic wage payout. Next, general penalty. The penalty is fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit for each offence if no penalty is provided. Next, penalty for continual offence. The penalty is daily fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit for offences that persist after conviction. Lastly, penalty for repeated offence. The penalty is fine not exceeding 20,000 ringgit or prison time not exceeding 5 years.
What is organizing? So, organizing is a process of arranging and allocating resources to determine what has to be done among the members of the organization team. It is to make sure that the goals of the organization will be successfully achieved. For these minimum wages issues, organizations take countless ways to make it the best for the sake of the country. In this issue, a level of staff are involved. For example, Ministry of Human Resources has increased the workers' rate of minimum wage in Malaysia. Due to this action, it can enhance productivity of the employees and it also can expand competition between the firms. Next, I'm going to explain about the importance of organizing. First and foremost, divide the responsibility across the entire organization. It is due to this action can protect employees from unduly low pay. For example, the Ministry of Human Resources assures the employees in Malaysia that every company must follow the Malaysian Minimum Wages Order 2022 that has been set by the employment law, which is as much as 1,500 ringgit, and the company could be fined up to 10,000 per employee if they found guilty. Next, organization resources efficiently. It is because this action can boost productivity and guarantee that business objectives are continuously achieved. In addition, organization qualities are fundamental. It is because they often facilitate the growth and improvement of others. Hence, people with strong management abilities may also be given opportunities for a higher level responsibility. There are many strategies for implementation of managing this minimum wages issue in Malaysia by using the concept of organizational structure. As you guys can see, these are the three strategies that the Ministry of Human Resources use in dealing this issue. The strategies are the departmentalization, the work specialization, and the chain of command. So, the first one is departmentalization. Departmentalization is divided by many types, which are functional structure, product structure, division structure, geographic structure, and material structure. For your guys' information, the Ministry of Human Resources uses geographic structure in dealing with minimum wages issue. It is due to different geographical areas would have various levels of technological and production. For example, the Ministry of Human Resources has decided that workers in Peninsular Malaysia significantly have the highest rate compared to Sarawak, Sabah, and Labuan, while workers in Sarawak earn roughly 20% less than those in Peninsular Malaysia. Next, workers in Sabah and Labuan earn 26% less than those in Peninsular Malaysia. Moreover, social security and insufficient saving both seem to be monopoly powers. In some circumstances, companies may be unwilling to pay employees who are not listed with the EPF and SOCSO standard wage rates. The next strategy is work specialization. In order to overcome the increasing number of lives in East Malaysia, the Ministry of Human Resources has nominated a new member of the National Wage Consultative Committee. For example, Datuk Sri Radiana applied the idea of job specialization and issued letters of agreement to 25 members of the board who have stopped serving. This may be the first time that the board has two representatives from both Sabah and Sarawak. Besides, individuals will hold office for 3 years until September 2020 to consider auditing. Last but not least, chain of command. Chain chain of command is the line of authority and responsibility that flows throughout the organization in Ministry of Human Resources. As you guys can see, this is the organizational chart that shows from lower level to the upper level staff.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, especially for our Miss Jenny. My name is Zaidatul Akma binti Zulkefly and I'm the fourth presenter, and I will present about decision making and controlling by Ministry of Human Resource. So for the first one, I will talk about definition of decision making. So what is definition of decision making? Decision making is a process of identifying and selecting a course of action or an alternative to solve a specific problem. From here, we can see that decision making is one of important things to do as we go through the management process to accomplish organizational goals. For example, in the effort of making decision, a public manager evaluates the alternative and makes summary from the list of alternatives. Other than that, it also helps manager to find solution through decision-making processes. The second point that I will explain about is importance of decision-making by Ministry of Human Resource. So the first is importance of decision-making is to help to enhance the level of dedication of your employees. For example, to motivating employees to work hard in their job scope, and then encourage firms to invest in technologies to have an effective and efficient produce activities. The second point is helps to create new innovation. The productivity of employees growth will ensure, and then it will create better job opportunities. So as we can see from the table that I insert in, it shows that wage increases for workers affected by the minimum wage policy. And then we move to the next one, which is type of decision making. Then we move to the next. Okay. So let's move to the next one, which is type of decision making. The Ministry of Human Resource use program decision in managing the issue of minimum wages in Malaysia. It is made in accordance with some habit rules or procedure. The reason why program decision is used is because the minimum wage issue is a well-structured problem that involves procedure, rules, law, and policy. For examples that we can see from the slides, the Ministry of Human Resource has decided reviewing the minimum wage within 2 years and then make observation of the wages that is relevant with the current economic situation in Malaysia. And the third one is represented in minimum wages order, and the last one is announced during the Malaysian budget. After that, we have conditions in decision making. The first one is certainty, which means information is accurate, measurable, and reliable to base decision making. The first point is the Ministry of Human Resource knows what will happen in the future. So the issue of minimum wages solvable in a good terms. And then the second point is managers able to predict the outcome precisely. So the minimum wages in management will have a good development. The second one of conditions in decision making is risk. Risk is knows each decision making that has been made comes with a risk. So risk exists when predictability is lower, which means we do not know what exactly the outcome of decision, and then the complete information is unavailable, which is not good enough to answer all the questions about the outcomes. Why is not good enough to answer all the questions about the outcomes, as the minimum wage is set based on the productivity of employees in the country. As we can see through these years, the expectation of predictability of public are a risk for the Ministry of Human Resources to decide what is best for the public. The next part is chapter 5, which is controlling. So, definition of controlling is a process of monitoring performance and taking action to ensure desired result by Cameron. Other than that, controlling is the systematic process. Controlling implies that leaders must establish performance standards to accomplish the organizational objective. The next one is importance of controlling. It is important to have a good controlling in public sector. For example, it is to make something happen the way it was planned. The second point is to adapt the change and uncertainty matters in minimum wage issue. The third one is to help an organization minimizing the cost, enhancing productivity of workforce, and adding value in it. For example, the rate of minimum wages controlled through two economic indicators, which is poverty line income (PGK) and the median wage. So, to manage the issue, the Ministry of Human Resources, with involvement of the National Wages Consultative Council (NPGN), control the rate of minimum wages through two economic indicators, which are poverty line income (PDK) and the median wage. Poverty line income works as indicator to determine the basic needs of employees and their families. Meanwhile, the median wage is an indicator of an employer's ability to pay workers' salaries. This indicator's medium used to calculate percentage and survey the number of minimum wages that is suitable with productivity of workers in Malaysia. The next part is steps in controlling process. For measuring the performance standards of an organization, methods and procedures must be established. The performance can be measured by three elements, which is what, when, and how frequently to measure the terms. As we can see the examples in the slide, the Ministry of Human Resources, things that need to be measured is efficiency of productivity in economic activities, which means the level of ideal employees' wage will be determined through the workers' productivity. From the measurement of workers' productivities, managers will be monitoring the performance and then control the activities to improvise it accordingly. Workers' productivity must be measured when a workforce activity is conducted, as managers need to see how efficient and how good the quality of work that have been done. If the company consistently measures the productivity of the workplace, profit can be concentrated, which means possibility of company's wage to increase is high. And then we have types of controlling in public sector. The first type of control is feedback. Feedback is focused on discovering undesirable output and implementing corrective action. For example, employees can give feedbacks about the minimum wage that has been implemented by their company who is under the Ministry of Human Resources if it is relevant or not with their job scope, and a survey of a peer assessment. This attempt is to measure the results after the controlling process. The second type of control is screening control, which is focuses on detecting undesirable material, financial, and human resources that serve as inputs to the transformation process. It expects potential problems and prevent them from occurring. This screening control helps cutting input costs and reduce damage loss. Hence, wages are computed in accordance with work performed records, which means wages can be raised by well work performance.
Based on the case study, the Ministry of Human Resources has to undergo plenty of processes from planning to controlling in order to solve this nationwide problem. The Ministry of Human Resources has applied strategic planning to lift its long-term performance with a clear vision and mission that can be seen in the Minimum Wages Order 2022. Not to forget, Ministry of Human Resource has increased the workers' rate of minimum wage in Malaysia. Due to this action, it has enhanced the employees' productivity and expand competition between firms. The Ministry of Human Resource has also decided to take a step in reviewing the minimum wage within 2 years as an alternative to solve this problem. Considering the social and economic effects of minimum wages are unpredictable, it is essential to ensure that the impact of minimum wage adjustment is adequately monitored and studied. Besides, the government could also take the initiative to increase the local labour demands. This is because there are many locals who are qualified for a variety of job professions on the job market but are unemployed. The government can encourage business to hire locals in a number of ways, including by limiting the number of migrant employees working there. A specified amount of money should be fined against the corporation if it is discovered that it has violated the order. This will not only raise equality among local laborers, but also generate more job opportunities as well as raising the minimum pay. In a nutshell, minimum wages need to be adjusted from time to time. Failing to do so would increase the number of poverty and results in a declined purchasing power of minimum wage workers during times of rising prices for goods and services. Hence, the Ministry of Human Resource in particular need to keep a close eye in this issue and be concerned by the well-being of the citizens.